Welcome to the abstract presented to you by the Western Student Research Conference. My name is Janica, and I'm the creative lead for the abstract.
And I am Lev. I'm one of the co-chairs.
We do have our amazing finance team with us here today.
My name is Samit. I'm the VP of Finance. I'm second year. I'm currently studying politics, philosophy, and econ. Hopefully by third year I will be an IB. My main reason I'm in school, aspiring lawyer. So definitely everything I've listed, none of it really connects, but that's the beauty of it. I just like educating myself in anything possible. So yeah.
Okay, well, I'm Sneha. I'm a part of the finance team. I'm in second year science. I made the mistake of realizing that I didn't think I'd get into honors, but I actually qualified. So right now I'm majoring in bio, but I also plan on switching into nursing. Hopefully that happens. But if that doesn't work out, then I'm planning on just doing honors in bio. And then we'll see from there, I guess, yeah.
Yeah, hi, my name is Simran. I'm in second year of medical sciences. And I guess module picking season's coming up. So I guess I'm trying to do some research on that. And I might want to go into patent law. But it's super competitive, and I'm honestly just trying to branch out, try a lot of different things, see what I like best.
You said patent law?
Yeah.
Wow. So, oh wow, 2 lawyers on the squad. But that's so cool. I actually had no idea that you guys were so diverse in your, I guess I could say career aspirations, academic/career aspirations. That's super cool.
Well, it's definitely great having that on the team as well. Even with our club being like a research club, I guess you can say. Mm-hmm. It's having that mix. It definitely is a good representation to people outside of the conference as well.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, also you guys are the select few because you are on the best team on the WSRC finance team, and I am absolutely not biased about that. So
you get close position last year.
Yeah. No, for the last 2 years in a row. I've been I was on finance for 3 years, but 2 of those were VP. So, VP finance is better than co-chair. I can tell you that much for sure. Ishita will tell you that too, actually. Don't ask her though.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's important for all of us to realize that science isn't just med school, and research isn't just med school either. There's so many other career paths and related career paths that you can take with a science degree or a social sciences degree. So I think it's important for us as young people to really have diverse interests and try new things out. And I think that's one of the great aspects about being on the Western Student Research Conference Committee is that you meet so many people and you learn about so many different areas of research as well. So I thought that was a very valuable experience.
We always ask this question on the podcast. Little backstory. I don't know if you guys all know, but in all your interviews, Ishita and I, we always talked about the favorite food, right? Everybody remembers that? Before that, though, everybody on the committee was asked, the icebreaker was, if you were an animal, what animal would you be and why? And just in honor of that question being just completely ridiculous and just absolutely have no reason whatsoever for existing, to be honest with you, we continue to ask that of every single guest. So hence, finance team, if you guys, each and every single one of you, if you guys were an animal, what animal would you be and why? I think Sneha should go first.
I don't know. What's an animal that loves to sleep a lot?
Sloth.
Okay, well, I was thinking of a more appealing. I was not sloth, something else. I don't know. That's the first thing that came to mind. I just love to sleep a lot. And my friends always call me out for it. They're you're sleeping so much, and I'm I don't know. I'll get 10 hours of sleep, and I'll still be tired. I don't know why.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a problem.
Unbelievable.
But yeah, I guess you could say sloth if there's not a nicer animal out there.
We've had a lot of sloths though. We've had a bit, yeah. Especially Fiona's famous for. Are you friends with Fiona at all? She's a research director. I don't know if you guys are close at all, but you guys should definitely get a coffee or something, or take a nap. I don't know.
Yeah.
For myself, an animal I'd want to be probably a Black Panther, to be honest. Like very, very stealthy, pretty badass, to be honest.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah.
That's pretty sick.
Oh yeah. I think I might be a goat.
Go.
No, but like, yeah, they're super useful.
Like GOAT or the actual goat?
Like a GOAT, like an actual goat, like nay goat.
I
Yeah,
meant like
like-
the.
Uh,
Okay.
yeah, they are pretty good at like climbing up mountains, and I like hiking.
Okay. Interesting. That's pretty
It just
creative.
seems
I kinda
really
like that.
bad now. Guys,
Why? No, it's fine. It's fine. You have the opportunity. The floor is open if you want to have a different one.
can't
That's
think
more
of
than okay.
anything else.
No.
Maybe later on. We'll see.
Okay, yeah. Feel free to just interrupt anytime you want. Oh, that's it. I want to be an elephant. There we go, or something like that.
You had an elephant.
That's yours?
No, mine's a lion. I said lion because
Are you
I don't
Leo?
know why that's my favorite animal. Because lev means lion in Russian, so like that's probably a big reason why. But also like king of the jungle, like you're the leader and everything like that. I think that's pretty sick too. So
That's true.
yeah.
Well, mine would probably be maybe a dolphin, but I guess one of the big reasons we came to the WSRC just to talk about that.
Yeah.
But if you could describe, the WSRC in one word, what word would that be?
We're gonna pick one word. Most basic word to describe it would be multidisciplinary, of course. But beyond
That's
that,
what I was thinking. I was like,
I just wanted to take that off. I want to encourage the team to think deeper than that. Biggest thing, especially this year, I think it would be hustling. Honestly, like with this year especially, it's been a lot more difficult to get people on board. Just like kind of create that same type of conference. So like this year, we kind of do have to work like twice as hard just to bring the same atmosphere, the same community, the same types of opportunities. So like hustling and like just labeling everyone a hustler this year definitely would be the word.
Yeah.
Who wants to go next?
Multidisciplinary hustlers. That's
Multidisciplinary hustlers. I like that. I was kind of afraid that you guys would go like Samit's gonna go multidisciplinary, and then Sneha would be like conference, and then like.
well, I was just gonna say just being diverse, because when I first found out about the club, like, my mind just went to like, oh, like it's science students only, like they're just doing their research, But then the more I read about it, like I was like, oh, it's not just for science students. Like this is actually really cool. Like that's the first thing that came up to my mind. And like I've had like a few friends also like when I was like applying and stuff, they were like, oh, like what is this conference for? And then I like explained it to them, and they'd be like, oh wow, it's actually pretty cool. And then they would automatically assume though that it wasn't for them because they weren't in science. And I was like, oh no, it's for like anyone and everyone.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Definitely.
Oh, like I would say that it's a network, because you have all these like different teams and like branches of the executive committee like all working together in like a tightly knit network. And then it's also an opportunity for you to network with other people at the conference.
Yeah, for sure. I think like we have so many like different opportunities like with the networking and how it's multidisciplinary. So yeah, great answers. So why don't you tell us about what the finance team specifically does?
I'm testing you guys.
Our main role is just to secure funding for our conferences. So, first thing is just setting the basics of like what we are trying to like achieve money for this year. So, creating that budget, figuring out where the money's supposed to go, where we want it to go. And then second is just like getting the sponsors itself, whether that is internally through Western or reaching out to external sponsors. So those are our main two sources. Like usually we would have ticket sales as well. However, this year, like we did decide to cut that only to help increase the amount of participants at our conference. So yeah, so like we're trying to subsidize that this year. And overall, our task is just to like reach out to possible sponsors.
I guess you want to elaborate a little bit on like the challenges you guys faced this year?
Well, at
Yes.
least for like me, one of them is just like hearing back from like sponsors.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's not like you can just go like knock on the door like, okay, hey, like
Yeah.
have you decided yet? Like it's just like really difficult to get them to like email us back. And I know like it's been like I think over a month where like I've emailed an internal sponsor and I still haven't heard back from them. So that's kind of like frustrating. But what else can you do other than just email back and like follow up, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Honestly, I agree because I'm also like part of a finance team and like somewhere else. So like I am part of you technically,
There's so many finance people here. Wow.
right? And so
Chad and Chad.
So yeah, emailing and like we have to like follow up so many times because I usually like go into like their office and like talk about it sometimes, right? Like you go in and usually like it's more straightforward that way. That's how I got it previously. But now it's so hard, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it teaches you a little bit about I don't know how to say that, dealing with rejection or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a good way. I just remember like I remember, I don't know, like you're reaching out for so long and then some like they don't respond or whatever like that. I just remember I got an email back. I think this was actually like last year, and I reached out to them around November, yeah, like November 2019 or something like that. And then the conference was supposed to happen in March, obviously. And then I got an email back from them in like May saying like, oh, like we're so sorry, like we're so sorry. I'm like, I completely forgot about you guys. Like I can't even tell you guys what you do now. So like it trust me, it's not a big deal at all. So I think that's definitely one of the things that it teaches you. Parlaying into another question that Jenica and I had for you guys. Any sort of life skills, any sort of experiences that you've learned from being part of this team that you guys can apply in academia or in professional experiences or anything like that? Do you think you can carry some skills forward? Do you guys have anything to say on that?
So like given our tasks, like we're mostly reaching out. So I guess like one thing I took out of that this year is just like changing your perspective when you are reaching out to people, because well, number one, we're reaching out mostly through email, right? So like before we're ever sending anything, like I try to think of how it's gonna be received. Like if I get the same email in my inbox, how would I look at it, and what type of perception am I getting of that person who's reaching out to me? So I think definitely just shifting my mindset in terms of, okay, what do I want to say in terms of what do I want that person to see? I think that's a big thing. And that's definitely been a lot more difficult this year because like as Janica was saying, like when you can go into the office itself, have them see you and say what you need to, like it's a lot easier to get your message through. But when you're limited to that email platform, that definitely does limit you. So learning like little things here and there that can like try to get your message across, that's one of the big things I feel.
Yeah.
Oh, and like building on top of what Sunit said, I think what was really interesting for me was the entire internal grant application process for like Western Kings and Brescia and like all the colleges, because I learned from that experience is that like the words you use really matter. Like you can always take the entire like what the WSRC is and like word it differently to fit the criteria for different grant applications. So that was like a really refreshing and awakening experience, shall I say? Yeah, and it taught me a lot about like the grant application process as well.
That's gonna help you a lot when you're a lawyer.
Yeah.
Wording things differently in order to.
Sneaky.
Yeah, we tried applying for I think it was graduate funds.
Oh, yeah.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
I didn't know about that. Wow, that's called growth right there, guys.
Yeah. Do you know what we put?
So
I did like 2 graduate grant applications. So you're like, it's an opportunity for grad students to network with professionals in their field and broaden their a social and professional network as a young, aspiring researcher.
Yeah,
Something like that.
Put that mentor-mentee
Yeah.
aspect of the conference.
You didn't lie. You didn't lie.
Yeah.
That's all that matters. You didn't lie. That was what you said was perfect. You could have, you could have said we host our judges are graduates. Perfect.
Yeah,
that's what we
we
put too,
completely
yeah.
align.
Well, I was just gonna say, like, I've never worked with such a big like team before. I've like always been like involved in like high school clubs, but even then it's just like 5 to 10 people, like it's just a small group. So like just seeing like everyone come to like a Zoom meeting and like throwing out ideas was just like really interesting, because like usually people just like stay quiet, and like if it's like other than like VPs, right? Like if it's just like people like a part of the team that don't have like a specific role or whatever. I just found that really like interesting, I guess.
Yeah. Interesting.
Talking about like high school versus university though, it really opened my eyes in terms of like how like carried we got through high school, even in terms of their clubs too. Because I remember being a part of MUN, and like whenever we had an event or whatever, it's like we didn't have to go individually looking for people to sponsor our events. Like the school would have a certain amount allocated just
exactly.
It was already set in stone. It was ready for us. And then like it's just I think a big shift, definitely.
Yeah, and it's interesting how you guys the finance team's always, especially in the structure that we have, like it's split into 2 portfolios, right? Internal and external, but finance, you literally can't stick it into just one of those, right? That's why it's a little bit on its own. So yeah, I think you guys definitely nailed it right there. But the good thing is, I guess you have good interaction with everybody, whereas I think logistics is a little bit like just in their own ways, like they could be interacting a lot with like research, and then marketing and outreach are doing similar things. But you guys go to outreach, to marketing, with respect to sponsorship package, with respect to reaching out potential sponsors if they're looking for time. If they're looking for to speak at the conference, you have to ask logistics for to make time during the schedule and whatnot. So that's a cool experience too, I think. Like I said, best team in the world, best team ever, best team on the WSRC, and that's a fact. Yeah.
I appreciate that, man.
Yeah. You guys don't even know how lucky you are. You guys don't even know yet. Once this is over, you guys are gonna cry about it. Trust me. If you guys are all gonna be coach here, you're gonna be like, oh man, don't I wish to be back in finance days? Those are just the best. What were you gonna say to me?
No, I was just saying this year is like the first time I've taken on like a direct finance position. Like I usually take on something along the lines of like marketing or even just like more general leadership, I guess you can say, just diving into finance directly. It's like you can see it's a really different position.
Yeah.
You guys are definitely like our team, I guess you could say, even though we have communication with the other teams in the club. Like I feel it's more of an independent team as well. Like you have a lot of autonomy in the position.
For sure. Yeah.
Awesome.
I've been watching a lot of Elon Musk podcasts and
oh really?
Picking up, yeah. He always says things, but it's never you can never get the full picture. It's just there and only enough is said, which is I don't know. I think he has a really good skill of doing that. It definitely leaves people a lot more intrigued, for sure.
I was just talking to somebody about Elon Musk. Somebody's like, I just feel he's really crazy. I read his biography. I don't know if there's probably been 20 more about him since then. I read it 5 or 6 years ago, back in high school, and yeah, I can confirm the guy's crazy. He's nuts, but he's obviously pushing humanity forward. He might get to Mars, so
I have Tesla stock. One of the better things I've done.
You have Tesla stock.
I have Tesla
Me
stock.
too.
You guys both have Tesla stock?
Yeah.
Wow. Man. Okay. Well, if there's going to be a lack of sponsorships this year, I know where the money's coming from.
Small flex. I bought it at 200.
What?
Huh?
Like a while ago.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's been a while ago.
Yeah.
Is that anyone's dream car?
Yeah, mine.
It's mine.
Yeah.
Do you guys talk? That's what's going to be my question. Do you guys talk about cars all the time? Because I know Samit is like, he doesn't sleep on a pillow. He sleeps in a car like that because he likes cars so much.
Sleep in a cockpit.
Yeah.
Wait, I had no idea you were like that into cars.
I mean, I don't think we've ever brought up the topic.
I don't know what we do talk about in our meetings. Like other than like work aside, like we do chat like
I don't know. I was gonna like we usually start with just like how life's going, work usually.
Yeah, I feel like we just rant about work and just being busy. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, like we never really talk about our passive income stream. That's never come up.
Yeah, we should probably start bringing that stuff up now.
I'm actually happy to hear that you guys like trade and stuff. That's super sick. That's awesome.
I
think
Zoom
I asked
at
you
20.
before. What's that?
I bought Zoom at 20.
Oh wow.
I made so much money. Small flex.
Small, yeah. Humble brag, yeah. No worries
Humble
here,
brag.
I guess. We're flushed with cash this year. Absolutely. That's so cool. That's so cool. How did you guys get into investing?
my sister.
My dad.
And my dad, I guess. Yeah, my dad too.
Yeah.
I would say, yeah, like a lot of my family's like either in like finance or med. That's like the only two streams in our family pretty much. There's like the odd ones out sometimes, but yeah, my like cousin, my sister, my brother's getting into it too now that he has money. Yeah.
I think I think those are cool. I think just in general, just knowing how to invest, not necessarily like buying Zoom at 20 or Tesla at 200 type, but just in general, just knowing where your money is going, how you can preserve your capital and stuff like that. I think that's stuff that's just important to know for everybody. Just, I don't know, at least I think personal finance should just be like one of the life skills that people should be taught. Just like same as like communication skills. What's your favorite thing about research?
To be honest, this conference is what introduced me to like research in the first place, because I thought research only applied to like science students, medical, pharmaceuticals. Was not aware that they had, obviously like they do have research for econ, business, etc. But I didn't know it was, that open for students to participate in. So in terms of research, I think I can't fully comment on it because I'm still in my beginner introductory phases to it. So I think for research, I'm appreciating the fact that this conference has opened my eyes in terms of how diverse it can actually be.
Well, like building off of what Sunit said, like research is very diverse, and I also really like the fact that research marries the things, like the concepts and everything that I learned in class with real life. So there is like a more interpersonal aspect to it. And I can also like really appreciate that, like, since I'm a science student and I like learn about biochemistry and like microbiology in class, like once I read like a research poster or listen to like a researcher present their research, I can actually like link the concepts that they're talking about to my personal like academic experiences. And I feel like that makes it's so much more interesting.
I was just gonna say, like, I'm excited to see not the science aspect, because like obviously I've read a bunch of like that stuff, like just seeing everything other than science. I just still can't picture it in my head for some reason. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Cool.
Yeah,
Those are some good answers.
And also, like, that's why we also made this podcast, right? To expose more people to different fields of research. We have Duncan Stewart. He does research in TMT. It's an amazing episode.
Oh, it's just sick. Duncan's just it was just awesome. I remember just like hearing him talk like 3 years ago, and he was just super dynamic and just super smart. And I don't know. You know how sometimes there's just speakers who just have that energy about them. Sometimes like you're looking at a speaker and they're just, you can say that like there's just like words coming out of their mouth and they're just like thinking about stuff in their head while they're doing that. Duncan is more just like, he's sort of like in your face and he just kind of goes on the stage like back and forth. And yeah, he just has that like just energetic sort of like, you know, I don't know how to speak English. Like he's just a very, very energetic guy. And the research that he, you know, that he does is super, super interesting. And, you know, it's a really, really cool episode. I really enjoyed talking to him about that. Janica and I both did.
I could literally feel his energy through the screen. Like, it's incredible.
Yeah.
And thank you so much to our finance team for taking us on like a sort of tour on what they do.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, you guys, like I said, finance is, you know, it's a really cool team. And this has been really awesome. So thank you guys so much for coming out.